Hey, you guys. Good morning. I've been having a good word with God and everything. And I just want to say this because I'm speaking my heart out. I want to say this. You don't born gay. Let me say that again. You do not born gay. You don't born a homosexual. A lot of people would get mad at me, especially like the LGBTQ people. But who cares? The real God, not their God they created. You see, that was a curse that was placed over us. A specific group of people. That was a curse that was placed over us. What what's the curses in Deuteronomy? Our slave owners or the powers that were. They give us a God. You understand? It's like they take away our divine essence. They took away our divine connection to source, the most high mother and father, and replace. First of all, they beat us down, and when you beat someone down so much, they don't even know who they are and who they're connected to, so then you give them, you force feed them something that isn't true. So we, the people, like I said, been giving praise and worship to a false God, which is that white man with blue eyes. The same God that they give us, that same homosexual God, yes, he was. You guys, get into this video, because I'm really spitting facts. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to, just get straight to the point and everything. I want to say this because now that I've overcome and defeated that homosexual energy, that spirit, like I don't have that energy around me anymore. So I realize a lot of stuff now, right? Like, and this is what I keep saying. What I know now, I wish I knew back then. But I was raised around a lot of incompetent adults, adults that didn't even know Christ themselves. The Bible says, train up a child in the way it should go, so when they get old, it won't depart from it. And I wasn't trained up in God's word, because they themselves were cursed. But I want to say this. You don't born a homosexual. You don't born gay. Okay? We've been praising the wrong God. We've been praising, you see, they pull a switcheroo. They don't want us to praise or give thanks or pray or send our prayers to the real God, the most high mother and father. The real God, not the God that they have created. That white man with blue eyes that was a homosexual, and he was a child molester. Yes, he was. That God that they created, the fake one, they stole the real God's identity and created a new one. So God's people can, you know, sing and praise and give praise and thanks to a fake God all along. You know? And I've heard this when I was a child from, my birth mom growing up. She always used to say that, well, that's a fake God, he's a homosexual and all of that. But when you're young, you're just distorted. You just want to, be an adult fast. You want to grow up and, before your time, and then you just want to explore the world. But this is something that my mother already told me when I was a child. But, when you're a child, you have distorted. You become so distorted in the world. It's like a kid in a candy store. You want to experience everything at once, right? So, which I'm thankful for, because I had to go through every single thing I've been through just to get this wealth of knowledge and wisdom. But you guys, a lot of people might get really angry with what I'm saying, but this is the truth. You don't born gay. That was a lie they told us to make us sin more, to fall deeper into that spirit. The spirit of homosexuality, the spirit of whatever is taking control of it. You see how the devil is? The devil really attacked the babies. And this is why we need to protect our babies and raise them up correct. Because I would always say this, if I was raised correctly in God's word, and I'm meaning the real God, not the fake God that they created, if I was raised correctly, trust me, I would not be like this. But looking back at a lot of stuff, it was like my parents could have break these generational curses. They could, but they were so incompetent. Incompetent, man. And I want to say this for the people at the back, real back, right up in the nosebleeds. You don't born gay. That was a lie they told us. Well, I was born like this, so like you got to deal with it. No. And I'm going to talk about this too because I was touched as a child. I was molested as a child. So that further that that molestation feed that spirit. We need to start calling things out for what it really is. A lot of us were touched in the wrong places by grown folks. Feeding that spirit, feeding that fake Jesus that was a child molester. We need to start you see, when I'm healing, you see, healing is so beautiful. Healing is, well, healing can be beautiful because healing can also shows you a lot of stuff that was buried. But also healing can be ugly too. You know? You don't born a homosexual. I know that YouTube not gonna push it through the algorithm because this is going to get they Western, they Western teachings, the European teachings. You get me right? But I don't give a hell about what they do. I don't care anymore if they don't push me through the algorithms. The real ones would see. The real folk will see because real recognize real. You understand? People know that I'm speaking the truth. This is the truth right here. And I was having a devotion with God this morning and everything, and I was telling God, thank you, because although I'm not where I want to be right now, I gotta give you thanks because I am not where I was. I've healed a lot of my stuff. I've healed a lot of my transgressions. Like I was like telling God, like, God, you see how I like overcome lust, how I overcome, addictive patterns, like what addictive patterns like watching pornography. And I was watching pornography from the time I was a child. I didn't have a family. I didn't have none of those things. So like it started early because I didn't have no one to tell me, well, that is not wrong. I had no one to chastise me. But it's like, oh my God, I overcome so much stuff. And that is you, God. So I give you thanks. And I was like, I just had a big burst. I felt like the universe was hugging me I felt like God, the real God, was hugging me and telling me, yes, you did that. You did that. You did that, I say. So I'm proud of you. I felt like that. Like this is why I love God now. Like this is why I don't need no one no more. You see, once you have a connection with God, you don't need not a soul. You don't need a soul. And I don't need anyone. Because the moment I decide to mess with people, that's the moment they get me back into this world and behaving like what I've been delivered from. You get me right? So that's why I don't want to be wrong people. Unless God send my tribe with me or to me, I will be around people. But I don't be wrong. I don't want to be in this world. I mean, of this world. I don't. I just want to be in it. But you guys, I want to say this: you don't born gay. That was a lie that was told. That was a seed that was planted in a lot of people's head. And I have a connection to the Most High. This is authentic. This is a genuine connection that I have with the Most High. This is nothing that I just pull up my ass. This is nothing that just no. God told me this. And God rests this on my soul a while back to say, but I didn't want to talk about it. But it came back up now. Because it needs to get out there. You don't born gay. It was a seed that was planted. The LG, that rainbow community, it's all, those were seeds that were planted in children's head at a young age. That the devil planted in children's heads. This world is sick. I'm serious. But thank God, because God worked with me and God knows a lot of things that was done to me as a child that led me to hear it wasn't right. So that is why God works with me now. You understand? And I know that God is using me. I know. I know that God is using me for real. This world is... I took my dog on a walk yesterday and this came to my mind automatically. This world is created to keep God's people in shackles. Not every, I mean, yes, everyone, yes, but specifically God's people that have a soul. It's like our souls, it's like there's a war for our souls out here. There's a war for your soul. This world is created to keep a certain specific group of people in shackles, in bondage, in sin, in their lower nature, in the carnal nature. They don't want us to rise, and I will always say this. They don't want God's people to rise, because when God's people rise, that is when the kingdom is built. As above, so below. And this is why God's people needs to heal and work on themselves, because as above, so below, so within, as within, so without. I'm sorry. As within, so without. As above, so below. As within, so without. You get me right? They don't want that. And that's why they know their time is up. I will say this in my next video too, because they know their time up. They know their forecast power is run out. The devil power has expired. So what they want to do, they want to prolong stuff. And that's why they want to put us back to sleep. But this is the age of Aquarius. We live in the age where I don't think. We live in the age where I know. I fucking know. And I want to say this again. And I'm going to end this video with this. You do not born gay. God don't create homosexuals. And I'm meaning the real God, the Most High.